All right. My contemplation this morning is on how to outsmart fraudster in import business. I'm a trade specialist, so even though I spend a lot of time talking about export, it's because I believe what Africa need right now is export, not import, and that we need to do more of export, but we also need to import. We can't produce everything we need. Particularly, we need to import raw materials, we need to import machineries and a number of things we need for production. So that's why I'm spending some time talking about import today. But if you check my YouTube channel, you know that I've spoken a lot about import in the past. So how do you prevent yourself from losing money in import business? How do you outsmart fraudsters in import business? Number one is for you to understand the import process. If you're in Nigeria, for example, you agree with me that import process in Nigeria is complicated. I mean, the documentation is, I've done training for banks that have branches in different parts of Africa. And we've been in a session of such training where we have staff from Ghana, staff from, I think, Kenya, staff from, I think, Uganda, and I think Zambia or Cameroon, something like that. And do you know what we have to do? We have to now do import-export process for all the participants, but we have to now consider each of the countries, considering the fact that there are non-Nigerian who need to see the import process from their own country perspective. And guess what? Even the participants were asking Nigeria, why are you guys complicated like this? Why? Why is the import process so difficult? Why is so much documentation? So it's important for you to understand the import process. First of all, try to learn the import process before I talk about a lot of other things I want to talk about. I'm not talking about import process in this video. If you want to learn about import process, you can check my YouTube channel, Global Trade Tutor, Voice of African Trade. You will see information on import process. But my goal in this video is not an import process. My goal in this video is exposing import fraud. Outsmarting fraudsters in import business. So you want to import from China, for example. What's the first thing you need to do apart from learning and understanding the process? Do your research. Investigate the potential supplier. Check their business history. If possible, get customer review. If possible. Which is why sometimes you need to ask, who have you supplied before? Particularly if it's in Nigeria, that'll make a lot of easy. That make things a lot easier. If not in Nigeria, try to get customer review. Check and see their online presence. If they post on social media, what are people saying on their social media handle? Verify the business legitimacy. Request for essential document like their registration document with government, license or permit they have, to be able to do that business. So you are sure they will be able to perform. In getting the buyer, use trusted platforms. There are so many platforms around the world where you can source for suppliers. So many platforms. I don't want to advertise anyone here. We call them B2B platforms. So many of them. Use trusted platform. That means platform that verify suppliers or verify buyers such that they will have done some due diligence on them and be able to know these are valid, confirm, and credible business. Ensure you look for such platforms. So you are going to platform where you will know that anybody I'm finding on this platform has been verified, and you don't have any reason to doubt their ability to deliver. More importantly, request for samples. What you see is what you get. So I want to import a particular item, request for samples. So what am I importing? This is the item I want to import. This is the color of the item. I'm trying to see if I can get something here. Yeah, this is something I use for dashboard. Look at this product, for example. They will send you samples so you can check on the product and be able to see all the labeling you want. If it's a product that in Nigeria, for example, the product require, if it's a product in Nigeria that requires, what do you call it now? That requires certification, for example, SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria. So you might need to be able to get sample And then Sun representative in that country, they work with about 6 inspection agents, Cotecna, SGS, CIC, CCIQ, CCIC, CIQ, Intertech, in different countries around the world, that will go and take sample and do lab analysis. But you will have seen exactly what you want and any labeling, because sometimes they are doing contract manufacturing for you. You want them to produce for you in your brand the kind of labeling you want on it. So getting the sample helps you to be able to know that they can deliver or that they have the product. But before shipment, there must be pre-shipment inspection. The reason for setting up the SunCap, Sun Conformity Assessment Program in Nigeria, is to ensure that they validate, they verify, they confirm and authenticate the quality of the product you're importing. You know, when you see quality product entering the country, it's either the importer doing it deliberately, bypassing the process, or is ignorant about how to use the system that government has set up to prevent himself from importing rubbish. So getting samples and doing pre-shipment inspection. As a matter of fact, you should not be importing anything into your country that has not been inspected by a third party before the product coming to your country. If you do that, it's a sign that you really don't understand some of the risk in international trade. If a bank is funding you, they will insist on that. If a bank is funding you, they will insist on that. But if a bank is not funding you, they won't insist on it. But that does not mean you cannot demand for it as an importer. Particularly when you are doing large volume and you have the negotiating power, because some exporter might not want to give you. But if you are doing good volume and they need that transaction, and the beauty of international trade is that it's buyer's market. There are many people that want to sell. Buyer to large extent dictates so many things. So you can leverage on that. Leverage on that. And be able to demand for what you believe will help you get the right quality. Pre-shipment inspection. And you can ask for letter of credit and ensure that the pre-shipment inspection report is part of a document to be presented for payment under the letter of credit transaction. If you are doing small shipment, small quantity shipment, then you can actually use escrow account online, such that if you are doing small shipment and you are using a platform, I don't want to mention any platform, but so many platforms, e-commerce platform, where you order it from, they can hold, platform that's connecting buyer with seller. They can hold the money until you get the goods and confirm it's okay before they release the money to the other party. Engage in direct communication directly with the supplier. Phone call, video call, to gain insight on their operation. Ask questions. Ask questions. Check referencing. Ask for references from the supplier. References of people that have purchased from them before to validate their reliability. Particularly references in your own country. Particularly references in your own country. In Nigeria, if you are from Nigeria, for example. Be cautious about unsolicited offers. Exercise caution in dealing with unsolicited offers. You just got an email because you went to a website to register, or you send a message to someone in a particular platform and someone saw it, and you're getting a lot of email, people saying they want to supply you. Be more careful. Like I said, use a secure payment method. For example, you can tell them that, look, supply the goods and I will pay you after. I don't need to see the goods. The inspection agent will have inspected the goods. But I will give you a guarantee for payment. It can be a payment guarantee. It can be a standby letter of credit, commercial standby. It can be a letter of credit. Just to ensure that your your payment is secure. Nothing is going to affect your payment, giving them that assurance. So they can afford to go ahead and ship. And then you pay them afterward. But you have given a guarantee, so they know they will get paid. They know they will get paid. Do due diligence. Very important. Verify the supplier authenticity. Do due diligence. Don't forget pre-shipment inspection. In some cases, you might have to pay for it from here as the buyer. In some cases, depending on your negotiation and discussion with the exporter, they might have to pay for it. For example, if you are doing pre-shipment inspection using Sun, for example, for you to be able to apply to do your import, in applying, you open a form M, application form for import. It's on trade.gov.ng. That's the platform. When you apply on that platform, you will attach a pro forma invoice and also the product certificate number. And the product certificate is obtained from Sun agent who has gone to pick sample of the product and take it to lab for analysis and issue a report that form the basis for issuing the product certificate. When the good is now ready for shipment, the same agent is going to visit the place again. They will go and check again that the item, the same sample of product that they inspected is exactly what is being loaded. It will be loaded in their presence, container sealed, and then they will issue a SUNCAP certificate, Sun Conformity Assessment Program, SUNCAP. So they will issue a Sun product certificate, now they will issue a SUNCAP. That means there will be two documents they are issuing. This is what the government have put in place to protect you, and some people will bypass it. Some are not aware, I can understand, but if you are aware and you bypass it, I really don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. If you understand and you bypass it, because this is a system designed to protect you. If you go through that process, I can assure you, you have 99% chance of getting the right quality product. Now, if your product is coming in and is food or drug regulated by NAFDA, NAFDA does not have that kind of arrangement. You have to ensure you have your pre-shipment inspection agent, which can be the same organization but not under the SUNCAP program, but now arranged between you and the buyer to go and do the inspection on your behalf. Do not import product from abroad. Thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars without a pre-shipment inspection. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. People have lost money doing this. People have tried to import rice and they opened the container and found sawdust inside the container. What's painful about this is that this can be avoided. But for one reason or the other, some people just don't want to learn. They just believe, there's just this very funny mentality that is it not just to pay money to supplier and bring in the goods. I think some people don't. They want to avoid any form of documentation. They don't want to do. What they don't understand is that this is done by government to protect you and of course the citizen. Like I said yesterday in another video, what you don't know might be messing up your business. Invest in knowledge. You might not have to pay for it. You can find a lot of this information free of charge on YouTube. So it's not a matter of even fee. It's a matter of your interest in learning about what you're going to be putting a lot of money into. So you don't lose money and you look stupid and foolish for losing money that you could have avoided just because you refuse to learn. Thank you very much. This morning, my contemplation this morning. See you in the next video and bye for now.